The mockery the Nigma stood tall in the great council hall, their purple skin gleaming under the bright lights. Ambassador Krell looked down at the human delegation with barely hidden disgust. His 4 eyes blinked slowly, one pair after another, as if the sight of the newcomers pained him. "So," Krell said, his voice dripping with contempt, "these are the famous humans, the ones who think they deserve a seat among the civilized species." Captain Tom Brady stood straight, his uniform crisp and clean. Behind him, his team of 5 waited silently. They had traveled 3 months through space to reach the galactic capital. This was humanity's first official contact with the greater galaxy. "We come in peace," Tom said simply. "We wish to learn and trade." Krell laughed. It was a harsh, barking sound that echoed through the massive hall. Around them, representatives from dozens of other species watched. Some looked curious. Most looked amused. "Learn?" Krell repeated. "Trade? You barely have faster than light travel. Your ships are primitive. Your weapons are toys. Your lifespans are laughably short." He leaned forward. "Tell me, human, what could you possibly offer us?" Tom remained calm. "We are willing to work hard." "We can work?" Another Nigma interrupted. This was Commander Vex, the military leader. "You mean manual labor?" "Yes, perhaps you could do that. Your species seems sturdy enough for simple tasks." Laughter rippled through the hall. Tom felt his jaw tighten, but he kept his face neutral. His team behind him did the same, though he could sense their anger. The Nigma Empire had ruled the galaxy for 3,000 years. They had advanced technology, powerful weapons, and controlled hundreds of star systems. Their ships could cross the galaxy in days. Their soldiers were enhanced with cybernetics. Their lifespan stretched for centuries. Humans, by comparison, had only just developed basic FTL drives. Earth's population was confined to one solar system. Human technology was generations behind. "We will place you in Tier 7, Krell announced, the lowest category for spacefaring species. You will be allowed limited trade rights. You may not carry weapons in galactic space. You will pay the standard tributary tax." He smiled, showing rows of sharp teeth. "Be grateful we acknowledge you at all." Tom nodded slowly. "We accept these terms." "For now." Krell's eyes narrowed. "For now? You think you have a choice, human? You think someday you will rise above your station?" He stood up, his full height towering over Tom. "Look around this hall. Every species here is superior to yours. The Nigma have conquered races far more advanced than you. Know your place." The meeting ended badly. The humans were escorted out quickly, taken to a small, uncomfortable room in the station's lowest level. Tom sat on the hard bench and looked at his team. "Captain," said his second officer, Lisa Park, "that was humiliating." "Yes," Tom agreed quietly. "It was." "We should respond," said their security officer, Marcus Webb. His hands were clenched into fists. "We should show them." "We show them nothing," Tom interrupted. "Not yet. Right now, we watch. We learn. We remember everything." He looked at each of them. "The Nigma think we are stupid. Good. Let them think that. While they laugh at us, we will study them. Their technology, their politics, their weaknesses." "You think they have weaknesses?" Lisa asked. Tom smiled grimly. "Everyone has weaknesses, especially empires that have grown too comfortable. The Nigma have ruled for 3,000 years. They think they are invincible." He stood up. "Humanity survived ice ages, plagues, and world wars. We learned to adapt, to persist, to overcome. What do we do now?" Marcus asked. "We accept our Tier 7 status," Tom said. "We pay their taxes. We follow their rules. And while they mock us, while they ignore us, he paused. We prepare. Outside the window, the massive Nigma warships patrolled the station. Their empire stretched across the stars, seemingly unstoppable. But Tom knew something the Nigma had forgotten. Pride comes before the fall. Asterisk the quiet rise. 5 years passed since humanity's first contact with the Nigma Empire. In that time, human ships became a common sight in the lower trade lanes. They hauled cargo, transported goods, and worked the jobs that other species considered beneath them. The Nigma barely noticed them any more. In the capital city of Nexus Prime, Ambassador Krell walked through the Grand Plaza. His aide, a younger Nigma named Dax, followed behind with a datapad. The quarterly reports, Ambassador, Dax said. Krell waved a dismissive hand. Summarize. The outer colonies report increased unrest. The Kelith species are refusing to pay full tribute. The mining operations on Sector 9 are behind schedule, and there are rumors of a resistance forming among the Tier 6 species. Krell stopped walking. Resistance? Deal with it. Send the fleet. We have, sir. 3 times. They keep coming back. Then send more ships, Krell snapped. He was tired of these petty problems. The Empire was vast, and managing it grew more difficult each year. What else? The humans have requested permission to expand their trade routes. Krell laughed. The humans? Let them. They are harmless. Useful even. Their cargo ships are reliable. He paused. They never complain, do they? No, sir. They follow every rule. Good. At least someone knows their place. What Krell did not know was that those human cargo ships carried more than just goods. Hidden in their hulls were communication devices, medical supplies, and weapons, all destined for the oppressed species throughout the Empire. On a small station orbiting a frozen moon, Captain Tom Brady met with a Kelith leader named Rax. The Kelith were reptilian beings, strong but poorly armed. This is the 3rd shipment, Tom said, opening a container. Inside were energy weapons, shield generators, and medical kits. All untraceable. The Nigma won't know where you got them. Rax's eyes widened. Why do you help us? Your species is also under Nigma rule. Tom smiled. That's exactly why we help. We know what it's like to be looked down on. Besides, we humans have a saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. But if the Nigma discover this, they won't. They think we are too stupid to cause trouble. They don't inspect our ships anymore. They consider us beneath their notice. Tom placed a hand on Rax's shoulder. Use these weapons wisely. Fight smart, not hard. Hit their supply lines. Avoid their main fleets. Make them waste resources chasing shadows. Rax nodded slowly. You have done this before. On your own world. Many times, Tom admitted. Humanity has a long history of fighting against empires. We learned patience. We learned that the biggest enemy of a large empire is the empire itself. Across the galaxy, similar meetings were happening. Human ships delivered aid to dozens of species. They shared knowledge, tactics, and hope. They asked for nothing in return except one thing. Remember who helped you. Meanwhile, on Earth, humanity was changing. The mockery from the Nigma had lit a fire in human hearts. Scientists worked day and night to improve their technology. They couldn't match Nigma weapons directly, so they found other ways. Dr. Rita Stone stood in her laboratory, examining a new prototype. It was a small device, barely larger than a coin. The EMP burst generator is ready, she announced to her team. One of these can disable a Nigma warship's shields for 30 seconds. It's not much, but 30 seconds is enough, her assistant, Jake Cole, interrupted. Enough to escape. Enough to strike. Enough to matter. Rita nodded. We can't build big weapons, so we build smart weapons. We can't win a direct fight, so we don't fight directly. The devices were manufactured by the millions. Human ships carried them throughout the galaxy, hidden in false compartments. They were given to rebel groups, to oppressed species, to anyone who would use them against the Nigma. Back on Nexus Prime, Commander Vex stormed into Krell's office. We have a problem, Vex announced. A serious problem. In the last month, we have lost 17 supply ships, 43 soldiers killed in ambushes. 2 mining colonies have gone silent. And the rebels now have weapons we cannot trace. Krell looked up from his desk. How is this possible? We have the strongest military in the galaxy. Our military is spread thin. We are fighting on 30 different fronts. Every species we conquered is now causing problems. Someone is organizing them. Someone is arming them. Who? Vex hesitated. We don't know. The attacks are coordinated, but seem to come from different groups. They use hit-and-run tactics. They avoid direct confrontation. It's like they are all following the same strategy. Krell stood up, his 4 eyes blazing with anger. Find out who is behind this. Use every resource. I want answers. But answers would not come easily. The humans had been very careful. In a small bar on a neutral station. Tom Brady sat with Lisa Park and Marcus Webb. They were reviewing reports on datapads. The Nigma are panicking, Lisa said with satisfaction. Their empire is cracking. Marcus grinned. They still don't suspect us. They think we are just simple cargo haulers. Tom raised his glass. To being underestimated. They drank, knowing that the real fight was just beginning. Asterisk. The fall 10 years after humanity's arrival in galactic space, the Nigma Empire was dying. Commander Vex stood in the war room, staring at the holographic map of the galaxy. Red markers indicated lost territories. Yellow markers showed areas under attack. Green markers for secure Nigma space were becoming rare. How did this happen? Krell demanded, entering the room. His purple skin had faded with stress. He looked older, tired. We ruled for 3,000 years. We had the most powerful fleet. Vex pointed at the map. The Kelith Rebellion controls 6 systems. The mining colonies have all declared independence. The Tier 6 species formed an alliance and pushed us out of the Outer Rim. We are fighting everywhere at once, and we are losing. What about our reserves? Our weapon stockpiles? Gone. Someone has been sabotaging our supply chains for years. Our soldiers have outdated equipment. Our ships lack fuel. Our communication networks are compromised. Vex's voice was bitter. Whoever organized this resistance knew exactly how to destroy us. They studied our weaknesses and exploited every single one. Krell slammed his fist on the table. Then find them. Find whoever is behind this. A junior officer approached nervously. Sir, we may have found something. The cargo manifests from the past 10 years. There is one species that has had access to every rebellious system. One species whose ships went everywhere without inspection. Who? Krell demanded. The humans, sir. Silence filled the room. Vex laughed bitterly. The humans? The Tier 7 species we mocked? That's impossible. They are harmless. They are. He stopped. His eyes widened. They are everywhere, in every system, every trade lane. We stopped inspecting their ships years ago because we thought they were too primitive to be a threat. Krell felt cold dread spreading through his body. Get me everything we have on the humans, now. The report that arrived was devastating. Human cargo ships had made over 10,000 trips through Nigma space in 10 years. They had contact with every rebel group, every oppressed species. every enemy of the Nigma Empire. They have been planning this since the beginning, Vex said quietly. Since that first meeting. They smiled, accepted our insults, and then spent 10 years organizing our enemies against us. Krell remembered that day. Captain Tom Brady standing calmly while being mocked. His words, "We accept these terms, for now. Find this Tom Brady," Krell ordered. "Bring him to me." But finding Tom Brady proved difficult. Human ships operated across the galaxy, and they protected each other well. It took 3 months before Nigma soldiers finally cornered him on a station near the border. Tom was brought to Nexus Prime in chains. He was older now, his hair gray at the temples. But his eyes were still sharp and calm. Krell met him in a private room, no guards present. The proud ambassador looked broken. His empire was collapsing around him. "You did this," Krell said. It was not a question. Tom sat down without being asked. "We helped. But you did most of it yourselves. What does that mean?" "Your empire was already dying when we arrived," Tom explained. "You ruled through fear and oppression. You took from every species and gave nothing back. You were so confident in your power that you stopped watching for threats. You forgot that empires built on cruelty always fall." Krell's hands shook with rage. "We were strong. We had the most. Advanced technology." "Technology means nothing without wisdom," Tom said calmly. "You had powerful weapons, but weak leadership. You conquered species, but never earned their loyalty. You inspired fear, but never respect." He leaned forward. "The moment you mocked us, the moment you dismissed us as harmless, you sealed your fate. We could have destroyed Earth. We could have wiped out humanity." Tom smiled. "Yes, you could have. But you didn't, because you didn't think we were worth the effort. That was your mistake." He stood up. "You asked what humanity could offer the galaxy. Now you know, we offer hope. We offer freedom. We offer a reminder that tyrants always fall. What happens now?" Krell asked quietly. "Now, the species you oppressed will form a new council. A real council where every voice matters. Where strength comes from cooperation, not conquest. Where species are judged by their character, not their technology. And humanity? What tier will you claim for yourselves?" Tom walked to the door. The chains had been removed by a sympathetic guard. "We don't want tiers. We just want to be equals. Partners, friends." He paused at the doorway. "Enigma can join too, if you learn humility. There's no shame in starting over." 3 months later, the Nigma Empire officially dissolved. The great warships were decommissioned. The tribute system was abolished. Nexus Prime became a neutral meeting ground for the new Galactic Federation. Captain Tom Brady, now Admiral Brady, stood before the first session of the Federation Council. Representatives from over 200 species filled the hall, the same hall where humanity had been mocked years before. "We gather today as equals," Tom announced. "No more tiers. No more tribute. No more masters and servants. We are all citizens of this galaxy. We will succeed or fail together." Ambassador Krell sat in the back row, representing what remained of the Nigma people. He listened as species after species thanked humanity for their help, for their weapons, their strategy, their hope. After the session ended, Krell approached Tom. "You won," Krell said simply. "I was wrong about your species." Tom shook his head. This wasn't about winning. It was about building something better, something that includes everyone, even the Nigma. "Why would you help us after everything we did?" "Because humans believe in second chances. We believe that today's enemy can be tomorrow's friend. We believe that the best revenge is not destruction, but redemption." Krell was silent for a long moment. Then, for the first time, he bowed his head. "Teach us. Teach us how to be part of this new galaxy." Tom smiled and extended his hand. That's what humans do best. We teach, we learn, we adapt. Welcome to the Federation, Ambassador. Let's build a better future together. Years later, historians would mark humanity's first contact with Enigma as the turning point in galactic history. A day when an underestimated species reminded the galaxy of an ancient truth. True strength comes not from weapons or technology, but from resilience, patience, and the willingness to help others rise. Enigma had mocked humanity, thinking them weak and primitive. They learned, too late, that humanity's greatest strength was not in their weapons, but in their spirit. A spirit that refused to be broken, that turned mockery into motivation, and that built bridges instead of walls. The Nigma Empire fell, but from its ashes rose something better. Something humanity had dreamed of since first looking up at the stars. A galaxy united not by fear, but by hope. The end. Asterisk.